The arena was carved from the bones of a dead starship. Its walls fused metal and alien stone. Thousands of voices filled the vast Coliseum, a chorus of hisses, shrieks, and roars from dozens of different species. They had gathered not for sport, but for spectacle, for the trial of a human. Yarrick Vare, once a soldier of Earth's forgotten wars, now stood alone on the sands. His wrists were shackled, his body bare save for the scars of 100 battles. The light above bathed him in silver as the alien announcer's voice rattled across the amphitheater. Observe, citizens of the Confederacy. Today we witness the folly of mankind. Their kind boasts of resilience, of courage. Let us see how a lone specimen fares against the apex predator of Vaethra. The crowd roared with anticipation. A dozen gates along the arena walls rumbled open, but only one released its occupant. From the shadows lumbered a creature designed by nature to kill. 4 meters tall, plated in jagged black scales, its forelimbs ending in claws as long as plasma blades. Its head resembled a nightmare hybrid of reptile and wolf, eyes glowing with yellow hunger. The apex predator, the scourge of colonies, the beast that had wiped out squads of armored soldiers without effort. And before it stood Yarrick, unarmed, shackled, seemingly fragile. The aliens expected quick bloodshed. They leaned forward, tongues quivering, eager for the kill. But Yarrick did not flinch. He raised his head, his eyes cold, calculating. He had faced death before. And death had learned to respect him. Middle, the hunt. The beast charged, sand exploding beneath its claws. The crowd roared, certain the human would be torn apart in seconds. Yarrick shifted, his mind analyzing the predator's gait, the timing of its strikes. As the monster's claws slashed down, he rolled beneath the arc, chains rattling. The claws struck stone, showering sparks. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Yarrick rose to his feet, blood already dripping from his forearm where the chains had cut him. His muscles bulged with tension, every vein alive with adrenaline. He lunged toward the predator, wrapping the length of chain around one of its forelimbs. The beast roared in fury, whipping its arm and flinging him like a rag doll across the sand. His body hit the ground hard, dust exploding around him. The aliens laughed, jeered, screamed for blood. But Yarrick pushed himself up, spitting out sand. He didn't retreat. Instead, he charged again, this time leaping onto the creature's back. The chain tightened around its throat, digging into armored scales. The apex thrashed, rolling, slamming itself against the arena walls. Yarrick clung on, his body battered against stone, his ribs cracking. Still he did not release. The predator spun and threw him free, his body tumbling across the ground. He landed in a heap, chest heaving, blood trickling from his mouth. The beast stalked closer, sensing weakness. Its jaws opened, saliva dripping, a guttural growl vibrating through the arena floor. The crowd leaned in, certain this was the end. And then Yarrick smiled. He tore the broken chain from his wrists, letting the shards of steel fall to the sand. His voice, raw and defiant, rang out across the arena. You want to see what a human can do? Watch closely. The breaking point. The apex lunged. Yarrick met it head-on. He ducked beneath its claws and drove his shoulder into its chest with a force that echoed like thunder. The crowd gasped. The beast stumbled. Snarling, it swiped again. Yarrick caught its claw between both hands. For a moment it seemed absurd. A frail human trying to stop a monster with bare flesh. Then came the sound. Crack. The predator's talons snapped like brittle glass. The arena went silent. Yarrick's eyes burned with primal fury. He surged forward, driving his fist into the creature's snout. The impact split its scales, blood spraying. The beast reeled, confused, enraged, but Yarok did not relent. He struck again and again, fists like hammers, each blow fueled by desperation, rage, and the unyielding spirit of survival that no other species could match. The apex roared and tried to bite down. Yarok shoved both hands into its jaws, holding them apart as they clamped with bone-crushing force. His muscles strained, every fiber of his body screaming in pain. Veins bulged along his arms and neck. The aliens in the stands screamed in disbelief. And then, with a sound like tearing thunder, Yarok ripped. The apex predator's jaw split down the middle, its head torn apart by sheer human strength. Blood and ichor poured across the sand as the beast collapsed, twitching dead. The arena fell into silence. Thousands of alien eyes stared down in horror, disbelief, awe. A human, unarmed, had killed the apex predator with nothing but his bare hands. The aftermath. Yarok stood over the corpse, chest heaving, body trembling with exhaustion. His fists dripped with the blood of the beast. He raised his head toward the crowd, his voice hoarse but unbroken. "You thought I was prey," he growled. "But humanity is the predator. Remember that." For the first time, fear rippled through the Confederacy audience. Species that had enslaved worlds, that had dismissed mankind as weak and primitive, now looked at the lone human and saw something else, something far more dangerous. The announcer, voice shaking, attempted to speak, but words faltered. There was no boasting, no mockery. Only silence, and the sound of Yarek's heavy breathing. The human had shattered the myth of alien superiority, ending the legend. That night, in the barracks of his captivity, whispers spread across the alien network. Footage of the battle was transmitted, replayed, analyzed. Every species saw it, a human ripping apart the apex predator. Some called it impossible, others called it terrifying, but all agreed on one truth. Humanity could no longer be ignored. Yarok Vare was no longer just a prisoner. He was a symbol, a living warning. In the shadows of the galaxy, where empires plotted and predators ruled, a single phrase began to spread like fire through the stars. Obcy Patrzyli Z Przerażeniem. Jak Człowiek Rozdarł Nostrzapisk Szczytowego Drapieżnika Gołymi Rękami. The aliens watched in terror, as a man tore the apex predator to shreds with his bare hands. And deep within himself, Yarok knew this was only the beginning. For if the galaxy wanted to test humanity again, it would soon learn the oldest truth of Earth's children. Humans were never prey. They were survivors. And survivors always fight back.